how's it going? So I've been wanting to do this garden tour for you for a while, and I keep starting and stopping and never actually get it done. So let's see if I can get it done this time. This is my favorite part of the garden right now. The butternut squash plant is doing really well in my swimming pool garden. Just got lots of flowers going on in there, deep in the heart. So hopefully we'll get some fruits. Over here I have some cherry tomatoes that I just planted a few weeks ago, and some nasturtiums, some flowers for companions. And here's a big bowl of lettuce. Got a few onions in here and baby sunflowers. There's a chipmunk that really likes to come in here and rip the sunflowers apart. And then when he comes in, he's crushing my sugar snap peas that I'm very much looking forward to eating. So I've mowed all around the area, hopefully to make it more daunting for him. I'm not sure that'll actually work. There's a few snap peas in here that are getting shaded out, so I might need to move those. So that's the pool garden. There's some bare root strawberries planted in there. Here's some cherry tomatoes that Thomas saved from Canadian Tire on clearance. They're coming back. They were almost dead when we got them. Speaking of almost dead, here's a zucchini that I planted from a start at the beginning of June, and then we promptly got 5 frosts in 1 week, so he's not doing so well. Earlier in the year, this was all lettuce, and we ate all the lettuce. And I've started some new kale here. This was a really delicious plant. It was kind of like a bok choy. It grew really fast, and it tasted good as a salad, but also good cooked, good in smoothies. So I let this one go to seed. So I'm waiting for these seeds to finish up so that I can grow some more next year. I did plant carrots in here too, and none of the carrots came up. I think they started to come up, and then maybe the birds ate them. So this is a kale left over from my salad mix. And then I've got 8 kale plants. I don't know, dragon kale is doing better than the curly kale, but they both taste really good. This is Ben's plant called Bean, and this is Sam's plant. His name is Gerald William Cucumber. So they're doing okay. I have a bunch of radishes that didn't bulb out. They just bolted. They don't want to make any bulbs for me, but maybe I'll leave them in and make some pods, because those are nice to eat. This is a lemongrass. I'm not really a fan of having this in here anymore. I only bought it because it was one of the only things left in the garden center when I went. So I'm not too sure about that guy. Down here there's a mint and some kind of hummingbird flower that I got on a discount because it was broken, and it also went through those frosts, so it's been pretty unhappy. And over here I've got some more nasturtium flowers. That's a pretty flower that kind of tastes like arugula. You can eat the leaves and the flowers. There's Aunt Petunia. She was in that garden where Gerald is, and she was just taking over everything. I thought maybe she could cascade over the side, and she was refusing to do that. So I put her in a pot, and she got really happy. But now she's not as happy anymore. She's been going crazy for 2 months, though, so I don't know. did I give her fertilizer yesterday? I think I did, so maybe I can convince her to flower some more. So that's the upper gardens. Got lots of other gardens down the hill. I'll show you those too. This garden is the wood chip garden. It's a pile of wood chips that's been here decomposing for over a year. It's not going that great. We planted a 3-year-old peony in here. Over on the far side is a parsley start that we got. It has been slowly dwindling, not growing at all, just yellowing. So the wood chips are a bit too hot. Can't plant directly into it. There's a bunch of other things we planted directly in that didn't come up. It's just riddled with ants in here. So I started making, like, hollowing out a bowl and filling that with Pro Mix. And I planted a bunch of herbs around here, and each one of them came up. The parsleys just came up this week, and then every night, whatever sprouts came up get eaten. So I don't know if it's the ants or wood lice or slugs or what. This was all lavender. Got some onions around the edges, is trying to make a vole protection. So far nothing in here has really worked out. That rosemary is a start that I bought. There's a little baby sage that's just coming up after I planted it a month ago. And if it does come up, this is the dill. I don't know if you'll be able to see the dills. They're very small. That's something that happens a lot around here. Something will pop out of its seed and then immediately stops. So this came up several weeks ago. There's 4 of them. There's 5 of them. This one's not doing anything. But yeah, they popped up and then stopped. So I don't know if those are gonna eventually take off. But thankfully, whatever's eating my sprouts hasn't eaten that. We would love to have some dill. But the onions are doing well, so that's something. Wood chip garden. Maybe needs a little bit more time to decompose. So this is our newest garden. It's the asparagus garden bed that we just made last week. Mowed it down as far as we could, and then put a layer of cardboard and then a bunch of purchased soil and some asparagus crowns. The theory is that the cardboard under the soil is going to decompose by the time the asparagus roots want somewhere to go. It's pretty moist down there and the cardboard's decomposing already. But the weeds won't be able to come up for quite a while, and the asparagus roots can get established. Thomas found a bunch of these at Canadian Tire on clearance for 25 cents each, so he bought a bunch. So now I have 40 asparagus crowns to plant. I got 15 in here, so that's a start. Hopefully we'll get some of that. We do have asparagus planted pretty much all over the property. We haven't had any to eat yet. Hopefully next year we get a little bit to eat. This is our strawberry patch. That's a new rhubarb bare root in there, so maybe next year a little bit of rhubarb will come up. This garden, there was a sandbox here for the first couple of years, and then when we moved the sandbox, there was a nice patch of bare earth. It's kind of a work in progress. I'm doing some cardboard stuff here. So far we've gotten 0 strawberries out of here. It's not fruiting very much, and when it does fruit, the slugs get it before we do. Look at this. Nice little fox present in there. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Oh well. So over here is the compost piles, and I heard cantaloupe likes to grow in a compost pile because it's nice and hot. So I put some cantaloupe seeds in there, and they're doing okay. I think we also have maybe some volunteer pepper growing there. And then over here, there's a few squash plants that just came up. They're kind of growing in the shade, and seems to be a lot of bugs eating them. So they might not do anything, but it's kind of fun to find free food. Here is a garden that the chickens go through a couple times a year, so they can eat a lot of the bugs, and it continues over here. I had a bunch of potatoes that were sprouting and not enough space for them. So there's a bunch of potatoes under there. I put them in before the frosts were over, so I think a lot of them didn't do anything, but I do have a few leaves that have come up. So that's exciting. And then this method of straw bale gardening, also called the Ruth Stout method, you just put the potatoes on the ground because we can't dig into the earth, it's too hard and compacted. But if you put the potatoes on the ground and then put straw on top of them, they'll grow up from there. It's called the Ruth Stout method. And people who've done it that way found that the voles just got in there and ate all their food, unless they did like a fence of onions all around. So I've done that, and a lot of the onions are coming up, so hopefully we'll get a double harvest. We'll see. And it's so sunny out here, I can't even see what my camera sees. So, and so over here where the ground is really compacted, and I don't know, missing something. Everything is very, very stunted. So these things all went in around June 1st. So it's now been 2 months. It's a 2-month-old lettuce. And it's, the size of a postage stamp. But keep trying. Maybe eventually something will grow in here. So there's that. I think that's all of the gardens we have out here. And then I've got the ones in town on the porch. And then a garden of birds. Peep, peep, peep. It's free raspberry season. There's raspberries everywhere. So that's a tour of the gardens that I've been planting this year. Of course, we have the orchard and lots of things growing in there, and also lots of work being done on the house, as you can see. So maybe next I'll go do a close-up of the house and show you guys what's going on there. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.